Ayus sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hridya aharas satvika priyaha katvam lalavnati ushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha ahara rajasasyeshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchchishtam api cha medhyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. Foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, and hot are liked by the people in the modes of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. Food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in the mode of ignorance. So foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, ayur sattva balarogya. It aids to bodily strength, arogya. It keeps us fit, free from diseases. And it purifies one's existence. One gets health, happiness, and also satisfaction by such foods. So now we are seeing so many chronic diseases, and basically many of them are lifestyle disorders because we are inventing new kinds of foods. So the Vedas have a great science called Paka Shastra. Paka Shastra means the science of cooking. So how to cultivate the seeds, how to harvest them, and how to cook them. It is a great science that is called Paka Shastra. So Ayurveda, the system is so nice. If you follow these rules and regulations, the Pak Shastra, we can taste the most palatable dishes. At the same time, we can have very good physical strength. And just by adjusting the spices, the items that we are consuming in our food, we can take nice food and it will act as medicine also. So this is a great science. So thus there were no plants in the Vedic culture. How the diseases were being cured? Just by using all these natural ingredients, by simply some adjustments in our food, in our diet, or by collecting the herbs, the roots from the jungle, the leaves. Nothing is there in the creation by chance. Everything has got a purpose. So any plant, any creeper, any root, anything that we see in the existence, nothing is vestigial. As we hear, vestigial organs means organs which have no use. So the scientists were telling that pituitary gland, the master gland in the body, is a vestigial organ. Not to blame them because the science is evolving. So that is why there was no research in the Vedic times, because research is very dangerous. We take knowledge directly from the creator. But now we got to know pituitary gland is master gland of the body, which was considered vestigial earlier, useless. So nothing is vestigial. Everything has got a purpose. Just like in an automobile, every part, everything, every nut, bolt and screw is having a purpose. In a similar fashion, this machine, yantra, every element has got a purpose. But we do not know it. So if we understand everything nicely, all the food, grains, ingredients, we have sattvic diet, then we can have nice satisfaction by eating food. It will give us very good health and it will purify our existence also. Also, the food should be freshly prepared. After cooking the food, we should consume it within 3 hours. If we keep it for a longer time, as it is mentioned here, it comes in the mode of ignorance. And such foods in the Sattva Gun, they are juicy, fatty, wholesome. The vegetarian foods, milk, sugar, these are all called Sattvic foods. And any transformation, you can bake them, you can cook them, it remains in Sattva Guna. But it should be consumed within 3 hours and the remnants should be discarded. The remnants of food, now people are very fond of having it, but the remnants are also considered in the mode of ignorance. Of course, unless they are remnants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or of very advanced spiritualists like the spiritual master, pure devotees. The remnants of the Supreme Personality is called prasadam or yagya shishta, and such kind of food stuff is best. Such food, even if it is old, it has become stale, still it can be consumed after 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, or even after a long time. It does not become contaminated. So if you want to keep the food very fresh, antiseptic, and it should purify our existence, then it should be offered in the temple to the Lord, and then it should be eaten. Then it remains pure. Otherwise, more than 3 hours we cannot have, otherwise remnants we cannot have. And those who are in the mode of passion, for them, they like foods which are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, extreme tastes, and overly palatable, very, very satisfying to the tongue, pulling the tongue, very, very addictive. So such strong tastes like fast foods, wafers, and so many things which are there in the market now. So these are rajasic foodstuffs. These foodstuffs create disease. So this kind of foodstuff should be avoided as far as possible. And then what is tamasic foodstuff? Food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean. Non-vegetarian foodstuffs. Very foul, very bad smell comes out of it. Of course, if a person is very, very tamasic, such people are attracted by such smell. But a person who is in higher mood, sattvic person, or even rajasic person, may puke at the smell of such foods. But such decomposed foodstuffs, they are liked by the people in the mode of ignorance. But such a food is very, very dangerous. It makes a person dumb and very dull. So a person cannot understand even material world properly, what to speak of spiritual life. So thus it is very important, it is a great science. If we eat such foodstuffs, then we come in the mode of ignorance. And same thing holds true for even onion and garlic. Some people ask, why do we avoid onion and garlic? In many spiritual communities it is avoided, because onion and garlic also produce the same effect as tamasic foods. They are tamasic in nature. They also agitate the senses, they incite the passion or make us very dull, like non-vegetarian foods. So they also should be avoided. So there are some exceptions. Even though it is written here, foods that are very hot, they come in the mode of passion. But milk should be consumed while it is very hot. Milk should be so hot that we should not be able to drink it but only sip it. And such milk goes to brain. Otherwise, if you take cold milk, it goes to drain. So there are some exceptions. These are just the basics given because Bhagavad Gita is ABCD of spiritual life. If you want more details, we should contact the spiritual guides and the teachers and then apply in our life under proper guidance. So there are always some exceptions. One might tell, oh, this food is very old, but no, it is prasadam, it is offered in the temple to Krishna. So it does not matter, it is not tamasic. So one should take not just sattvic foodstuffs, but more than sattvic, that is called prasadam, which was mentioned in 3rd chapter, verse number 13. Yagya shishtashina santo muchyante sarvakil vishay. So eating just vegetarian food is not enough. That vegetarian food should be offered in sacrifice or in the temple to the deity. And then that food is very antiseptic, very purifying, and one comes to the spiritual platform by eating such remnants. One more important thing regarding the food. It is also important what is the consciousness of the person who is cooking food. Thus in Vedic culture, people were very, very cautious. Sometimes in large functions, when cooking has to be done, it was done by the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas would be invited. Brahmana means a person who maintains Sattva-guna always. One who understands, I am not the body. So such Brahmanas only will be invited, would be requested to cook prasadam. And if you are in India, then you know, they were called Maharajas. Maharaj means king usually. And king means one who controls others. So one who has controlled one's senses, they are also called Maharaj. So thus the Brahmanas are sometimes addressed as Maharaj, and such Brahmanas or Maharaj would be invited to do the cooking. Those people who have perfectly controlled their senses. When such people come and cook food, we will also automatically develop sense control, forgiveness, truthfulness, cleanliness, all these sattvic qualities. Now we eat food in the restaurants and unmentionable places being cooked by people who have very low tendencies, very tamasic, very lusty, very greedy. So automatically we are getting their vibes, their energies which are tamasic and rajasic. And without working very hard, we'll feel very lusty, very greedy, and we'll get carried away by these base qualities. So one who is cooking food is very important. Now father, mother both are working, nobody is there to cook food at home, and then we get a person who don't maintain very clean habits, very good character, who are indulging themselves in illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication. Such people cook food, then automatically we will get such stressed mindset, and we will also have illicit desires in our life, and the whole life will be put into chaos. So it is very important. Sattvic person should cook food. Sattvic food should be eaten after offering it to Lord Krishna. When it becomes Shuddha Sattvic, then that is the best food which is to be consumed.